All right, here we are. Welcome to another best of five in the Aureil Stormgate Invitational. Today, this is going to be starring Aftermath Theory in the Blue Infernal and his opponent, Captain Alex, in the Red Celestial, aka Photon Cannons Enjoyer. Maybe we will see some celestial version of photon cannons this game. Interesting, Captain Alex has already opened with a purifier, and he's got two prisms on Therium. So there's definitely something going to be happening here. We also see Arc Ship flying across the map. This is a suspicious. This is suspicious already, Captain Alex. What's going on? What do you have up your sleeve? We have a creation chamber with the second morph core. Now, what's Theory got? He's opened with Conclave. So if there is some cheese here, Conclave opening can be a pretty good, if it's maybe a Seraphim or something, you've got some anti-air. If it turns out this Arc Ship's just flying across the map to cheese you, at least, again, anti-air, the Gaunts can hit it. Brutes aren't going to do anything about an Arc Ship. Now this Morph Core, what are you doing? You're going to eat a Healing Flower? You're going to kill a Jerboa? What's the plan? No, it's going to turn into a Legion Hall. So, I sort of called it there. What kind of opening is it going to be? Well, Legion Hall suggests that this might be a Seraphim opening. We already have an Arc Station. So this could be even worse. It could be a tier 3 rush. We'll see. Now, does Theory even know what's going on? I'm not even sure if Theory's scouted. I think he probably sent out his Hexen in the early game, but unlikely in the right direction. So he does have a farm here, so he's not he's not completely oblivious. He knows that fishy stuff can happen. And, that's his first farm, so he's placing it there initially as a scout farm to see if any funny business comes from the back. But otherwise is going for an eco build. And we see, okay, this could be a strong signal to him now. When he sees that Therium tower be taken, it signals two things. One, it signals that there must be tier 2 on for an arc station, because otherwise he cannot use the maximum gratitude, what's it called, evolution catalyst. And it also probably means that there's a Seraphim on the map. So if he thought this was an early opening build initially, he's probably got a little bit of a signal now. His Greater Shrine is on the way, so that might have been in reaction. And he's got another vault. And other than that, we don't see a lot of reaction. Instead, it looks like he's sending his fiends to try and be scouty, see what's going on. He sees this Therium Purifier that still has double prism. Oh, I'm not sure how long you have to keep the double prism on there in this build. The Seraphim come home to try and clean up the fiends. There's another fiend here on this power bank, and this power bank's very low. It's going to go down. I don't think the Seraphim's going to get here in time. Oh no. Oh, okay, so that's a power bank down. One fiend hiding in the back here, looking for another collection array probably. And the Seraphim trying to retake the Therium tower. The Therium tower is sort of an important part of this build. And there we have it. The Arc Fortress is on its way to do its devil's deed. And Theory is moving across the map. I'm not sure if he's seen this. We also have an Archangel here. Kills a Jerboa. No, what did he kill? What was that? The Jerboa is still there. Was it a fiend or something? But the Archangel gets his Meteor Strike down, kills a bunch of imps. We have a Manifest Shroudstone going down, and we have the Gaunts trying to get on top of the Arc Fortress, but the Arc Fortress takes out the Shroud Stone. The Gaunts are focusing on the Arc Fortress. The Arc Fortress is down to 1300, but it's got 1600 health. It takes a long time. The power bank is taken out. That's really good because the power bank is needed to recharge the Arc Fortress for another Fate's End. So far, the Fate's End was only used to take out Static D, which is good. We're seeing power banks go down on the low ground now. And I'm sure we're going to see this Arc Fortress push in again. A single Gaunt going out. I think that's just Scout Gaunt. Trying to see what else he has to deal with here. Now the Seraphim, okay, eating the cabbage. And now the Archangels take out this Luminite camp as well. And do we see... yeah, Twilight Spire has gone down. So now we're seeing Sprigs. We got an incredible meteor strikes down from both of these Archangels, taking out almost all the Gaunts. But Spriggans are out on the map now. The Spriggans are focusing down one Archangel and he goes down. Archangel versus 2 Sprigs. I'm not sure who wins this fight. Let's see. There's a Fate's End, of course, melting a shrine right now. Is the Archangel going to go down? The Archangel gets pulled back. The shrine is melted. The Archangel uses its Meteor Strike as a last-ditch effort before going down. And we see the Arc Fortress still not even under 1000 HP. These only 2 Sprigs here, and another Archangel comes out, taking care of one Sprig, chasing the other Sprig away. And getting a Meteor Strike on the Imps. Some more Spriggans showing up. 3 Sprigs versus an Archangel. I think the Archangel's going to win this one as well. Another Meteor Strike with a Manifest Shroud Stone. And now we've got a Fate's End on the Greater Shrine. The only good news is the Fate's End does not do enough damage to melt the Greater Shrine. I'm hoping. Let's see. Yeah, there's still 800 HP left. So another Fate's End is going to be needed to melt that shrine. And that's going to be a GG from TheoRy. Okay, here we are in game number 2. TheoRy spawning in the top right here of Secluded Grove as our blue Infernal player, dropping a Conclave right away. And Captain Alex spawning in the bottom left as the red Celestial with a Arc Ship Surge already flying out across the map. And we see a Hexen trying to scout down here and see what's going on. We do see a similar opening. Therium Purifier first. And, okay, interesting. That's very interesting opening. He's gone down to the Therium on the low ground, popped out a Prism, and is mining some Therium on the low ground. And another Morph Core, or the first Morph Core, I guess, pops out with a Creation Chamber. Hexen saw what was going on, pops to the high ground, but then leaves. So doesn't spot the second Purifier. Instead is coming to try and harass this Prism. But the Prism goes to the high ground. The vision from the Skull of Shedda meant the Hexen could still attack. But now the Prism's just heading into the middle of the map, where on Secluded Grove is going to be safe, at least for a while, unless a Lumber Imp comes down. We have some Gaunts being added, but the Arc Ship, or the Morph Core here, where's the Arc Ship? The Arc Ship's over here, already in Arc Station. So I imagine more laser beams on the way. The Legion Hall's in the middle of the map. That's just... here we have Lumber Imp. TheoRy's imps are the most lumbery imps of the lumber imps. He loves to chop down trees with his imps. His imps are actually some of the hardest working imps in all of the Infernal army. He often makes them flame on and suicide themselves. And he's already got his Gaunts on top of this Legion Hall. So this is at least a better opening for TheoRy. He can challenge the Legion Hall And we're seeing the first Seraphim out. Now, is the Seraphim going to turn and fight? I don't know what the matchup here, who's going to win. We're going to get some micro, try and get... Ooh, is the Seraphim going to go down? The Seraphim at 5 health, but getting the healing love from the Arc Station. And now, I'm not really sure. They're focusing down this Morph Core, but I think they want to be getting on the Legion Hall. Now the 2 Seraphim are out, and they're focus firing down the Hex, and are they going to get her before she hokey pokeys? No, she dances her way to safety. The Gaunt chomping down on the healing cabbage before retreating, and having to relinquish this position to Captain Alex, meaning that Captain Alex kind of getting away with the opening. A lot of Gaunts this time. But we saw, you know, last time there were Gaunts to meet the Arc Fortress. The Arc Fortress has a lot of HP. You need, you know, hundreds of attacks from Gaunts to be able to take it down. And already we see Tier 2 and the Twilight Spire as fast as possible. Into Sprigs, I imagine. Do we have Tier 3 yet? Nope, but it's on the way. We're almost there, and once we're there, I imagine we're going to see our first Archangel pop out. We notice that the Archangel is rallied right here, or I should say the Legion Hall is rallied there. And now we have our, yes, our first Archangel and our Arc Fortress surged, so it gets the extra bonus speed. Moving across the map. 2 Seraphim retaking the Vision Camp. And now TheoRy's Gaunts. He's only got 6 of them. I really don't think 6 is... There we go. We're up to 8. But I think he's, yeah, trying to get something out of his Twilight Spire. His Twilight Spire is done. He's got a Weaver. It's an interesting choice. I'm not sure he knows what he's up against yet. I mean, actually, he did scout the Legion Hall, so he should suspect that. I'm not sure why the Weaver, though. Maybe the Weaver for the landed Archangel. Here's our first Fate's End on the natural. Here comes the Archangel. He squashes down some Gaunts. Oh, but Archangels are resilient. Oh, no, I guess they're not. He gets lashed in. The natural is melted. The Archangel trying to focus it down, but he gets away. Gets the healing love of the Arc Fortress. And the Arc Fortress just getting tickled by a couple Gaunts here. We have a Skull of Shedda to provide vision. And now in come the Seraphims. And the Seraphims get on top of the Gaunts. They're going to take out one Gaunt. Ooh, a huge Meteor Strike. Taking out one Gaunt, another Gaunt. We've got the Weaver with the lash on the Archangel. Trying to get the Archangel, but he uses his avatar form to regain hit points. And now it's Angel versus Weaver. And the Weaver gets that last hit, killing the Angel. This is kind of looking okay. We have a single Spriggan out now. The Weaver's down on the power bank, trying to get rid of the power bank. The Arc Fortress is trying to move forward. It needs to do more damage here. Another Spriggan's out, but there's another Archangel now. And the Archangel against the Sprigs. Another Fate's End. Get a cancel theory. Cancel the... We do get a cancel, perfect, but the Weaver goes down. The cancel just saves those minerals from being wasted. But the base goes immediately down again. The Spriggans focus fire down the Archangel. And now they're going to get the Seraphim as well. This is actually looking not bad for TheoRy. He's chasing away the Arc Fortress. And we've got 4 Sprigs on top of it. It's now below 1,000 HP. This is bad news for Captain Alex and good news for TheoRy. More Spriggans being added. And yes, this Arc Fortress down below 400 hit point now. It's definitely not going to be long for this world. What's this? A Star Forge? I thought it might be a new Arc Fortress, but no. It was right under the nose of the Spriggans, so it's going to be taken out. And now the Spriggans are going to be able, so it was cancelled. Now the Spriggans are going to be able to move into the center of the map and take out the Legion Hall, this power bank. They're going to fight off against this Archangel. The Archangel's turn to fight, but I don't think an Archangel wins against 5 Spriggans. He's trying to get anything he can, but that's going to be a GG well played out of Captain Alex, and indeed it was. Okay, here we are, back at it in game number 3 between TheoRy here in the Blue Infernal and his celestial opponent, Photon Cannon's Enjoyer, aka Captain Alex, who has used the laser beam build 2 games in a row, had a victory in one and a loss in the other, and we'll see if he's going to do that again. We do see the same opening, so it's very likely. It is a strong build, even if he did go down in game number 2. And that's with the Therium Purifier to get some Therium mining going, and he's doing this again with the second Prism. So this is definitely a well-studied build. He knows what he's doing. And the Hexen's already out. Sees, hey, something weird's going on. You're already mining. You're already mining Therium here on the low ground with your Arc Ship. Arc Ship still surged, interesting. Often you'll unsurge it to get the power back. Looks like he did. And Creation Chamber going down. Hexen going home. Knows this is what I'm facing. Meat Farm. Now, in the last game, TheoRy still put down his natural. The natural got melted by the beam, and he put it down again and again and again. But I wonder if that is, you know, part of the counter to this build, because if you instead say, hey, I think I'm facing the laser beam, I'm going to be more conservative, I'm going to stay on one base so that I don't lose my natural. Well, now maybe you lose your main base. Maybe the Fate's End's just melting your main base. So maybe this is almost like a defensive shrine you put there to keep your main shrine safe while you're facing off against the Arc Fortress. I don't know. I do suspect that TheoRy has played this enough and has practiced this enough that he's doing this intentionally. He's not just playing a build and then kind of responding. He's expecting the Arc Fortress to come, and he's trying to respond in an optimal way. Now, when I say that, I don't think what I'm intending to mean is that he's blind countering this. He did scout it at the beginning, and I think that's an important part. If you just start blind countering things, all your opponent has to do is just change their build up, and now you might be countered. And so it was important that he still sent his Hexen across the map, and now we see his Lumber Imp coming down as well, being like, all right, I suspect some of this fishiness. I saw you mining Therium. That was the info that he got from his scout to know that indeed this build is happening again. And immediately on top of the power bank, this power bank's going to go down. And is he going to focus the Legion Hall? Yes, he is. Look at how many gaunts he's got. There's no way that this Seraphim's going to be able to deal with these gaunts. Indeed, one volley from the gaunts, he's at half life. And we're going to see the Legion Hall be taken out. An effigy going down so that they can regen their Shroud Skin, and boom, there we go. And this Arc Station is now being focused. It's in upgrade, so it can't move. That's why it hasn't left already. And it's already taken over 400 hit points to damage. When it's done, now what are we going to see? Is it going to fly away? Or it's still just going to... Okay, so it gets surged, so that's the speed boost. And after the upgrade, it healed itself, I believe, 400 hit points from the upgrade. But it's still pretty low. It's less than half. The Gaunts are going to move to the low ground to try and get on top of it, but it's going to fly up onto the high ground, and there is some safety up there. At least there are some Seraphims up there. It's down to 500 hit points. Now it does heal. Ooh, a good catch on one of the Seraphim. It goes down, and there's another Legion Hall here that's now getting focused. The Seraphim that came out of it is also going to go down. And that's GG from Captain Alex. Alright, here we are back in it. Game number 4 between these two. This is TheoRy in the Blue Infernal facing off again against Captain Alex in the red Celestial, flying his surged arc ship out already, and we saw the Purifier go down, so we know that he is sticking to this build. He's got one victory with it. If he can get another, that will force the final game, and then it is down to one game. This is going to be on Isle of Dread, which is one of those bigger maps I was mentioning, so we'll see. Now, there's no, scouting in the wrong location on this map. You know where your opponent is. It is just a little further away to fly, and he's flown his prism all the way to this Therium. Interesting. There's got to be some calculation there instead of, sending the prism back or taking this prism off and using it to mine. I'm not sure what it is, but I can imagine that Captain Alex has spent the time training in, on ladder and on customs to figure out what the optimal way to collect these resources in order to do this build. Now, this build is Therium expensive because you're teching up early. You're trying to get to tier 2 and then tier 3 really quick. That could cost you some Therium. Then you're also going to be building your Legion Hall. Actually not certain if that one costs you any Therium, but the Seraphim that come out, or the Archangels that you're trying to produce, they do cost a lot of Therium. And that's why on this build, you're going to see often more prisms than you would normally see on Therium, certainly early on. We have 1 and 2 here. But also you'll see them often going for the Therium camps as early as they can to try and, again, increase that Therium income somehow. We already see the Arc Station up. Maybe we'll keep that selected just to see when we go to tier 3. And we have TheoRy having chopped down his trees in the back and going for the double Luminite. Actually really interesting how on the older version of this map, the Infernal meta was to always take this as your second base. But now on the new version of the map where they've put trees to block you from taking this one, this has now become one of the Infernal sort of meta build. So I do like that even though these map pools kinda are getting old, we are seeing some of the metas develop on some of these maps on Isle of Dread, Broken Crown in particular. We see over the last couple of months choices of the order of creeps, choices of where to put your bases. These things have sort of evolved as players have realized different ways of playing. Now this Seraphim's come and taken the energy camp, not the Therium camp. And we have the Gaunts on the lookout. They're trying to find where the proxy is or find the Arc ship. And the Arc ship's actually not flown across the map. It is about to be an Arc Fortress. There we go. Okay. And the Gaunts, now they're just being aggressive. They're going to move right up into the base. And they're going to get on top of the Prism. I think, yeah, the Prism flies away, so they switch to the power banks, which is a perfect target. Although after a little micro there, they leave that power bank in the red. I think, yeah, taking it out. One Gaunt goes down. I think one Gaunt went down. I see some blood and guts down there. Maybe it was 2. And a Seraphim as well got taken out. And now the Arc Fortress is moving across the map, but very slowly. It's not surged. The power is at 0, so there's not going to be power. Not going to be any power alive or around for a surge right now. So the Arc Fortress is trying to stay on the high ground, but the Skull of Shedda is able to give vision and procs the aggroes the Shadow Demons. The Archangel comes in with a Meteor Strike, squashing a couple Gaunts and then just smashing the head out of a dancing Hexen. Bye-bye, Hexen. So, being a little less aggressive with the Arc Fortress this game, so not immediately moving across and trying to melt it. Waiting for the Archangel to come out first. Seems to be coming into the advantage of Captain Alex now. His Archangel looking for some imps to squish. There's no base here. Maybe this is one of the reasons why TheoRy goes for that other base. This other base is just in a little bit more defensible position. And here comes the Archangel flying. You see the Weaver. The Weaver's trying to come get there in time. One Gaunt throwing some axes up. And okay. Actually, it was a pretty good meteor strike because it got the Gaunts. It didn't get as many imps, but it did squish some Gaunts. And the Archangel's going to be able to get away. I thought these might be Archangels too. They're just some prisms. I'm not sure where they're headed. Arc Fortress is moving a bit forward now. Okay, the prisms were maybe misrallied. They're going over here. I really think prisms could be used kind of the way wisps are used in Warcraft 3 for Night Elves. You can go put prism on each of the mines and use it kind of as a scout, and you can see when units come by. Now they might get taken out. They're a little more expensive than wisps, I think, but we'll see if that's a meta that evolves in the future. Okay, here comes the Arc Fortress, trying to get on this high ground where it's going to stay out of vision, at least for part of its travel. And there are Spriggans already out for TheoRy, and that has been part of his counter. The Archangel gets down. I'm not sure if he actually got any imps there. There is some blood. That might have been one imp that got squished. But the Spriggans here are fighting on another Archangel. Some Gaunts come to join them, so if the Archangel does land, that Weaver's going to try and lash it. The Archangel goes down, and this is already going to be a GG. That's going to be a victory for TheoRy.